Hey, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. That was hilarious. I started the wrong meeting. So I'm like, hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. And I'm like, there's literally no one here. For the first time ever, no one showed up to the chief chat. This is the moment I've been waiting for. It's gone. I've been exposed. Imposter syndrome is real. But alas, I hit the wrong button and you are here. Thank you. Thank you for not abandoning me. It's good to see you, everybody. Welcome. Wonderful. Look at this. I got my Mr. Rogers sweater on today. Let's face it. I am essentially the Mr. Rogers of the copywriting world, right? I think that applies. I think that's fair. I'm maybe not as righteous as the OG Mr. Rogers, but I'm pretty amicable friend. What was somebody saying recently? Good to see you. What's up, Brett Randell, my man? Cindy. Hi, Cindy Childress. You like that? Stylish? That's a big compliment coming from Cindy Childress, who's always stylish, always well put together. Love that. Thank you, Sammy. Looking dapper. What was I saying? Hey, Alexander. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I don't know what I was saying. I lost it. Mr. Rogers, something or other. I don't know. Here's the important thing. It looks like a bathrobe. Yeah, it does kind of look like a bathrobe. It's so cozy. It's one of those things that wherever you can live, where this is the appropriate attire every day, this is probably where I should live because this is cozy. I'm just chilly enough to need it, and it feels nice. I don't like dressing for summer. I don't know about you. Do you prefer, are you a flip-flop person? Are you happiest when your toes are exposed to the world? Or are you like me, you prefer to be covered up? I don't think I'm ashamed of my body, but I don't like wearing shorts. I don't like having my toes exposed. I like to be cozy. I think most people enjoy when fall hits and you get to break out the sweaters and the heavy shoes, right? But I know other people, like particularly here in Florida, naturally, a lot of people are drawn to the hot weather. They refuse to acknowledge that it is, in fact, gotten cool out, and they're just sticking to the flip-flops, and they will freeze if they have to. But damn it, they invested in Florida for a reason, and it means open toes. Finn, yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, cold enough to wear a coat, warm enough so you don't have to. Exactly, bro. You nailed it. Patrick, I love fat pants weather. I'm with you, Cammy. Can't stand hot weather. I mean, there's nice days like at the beach or something, right? But when I like winter. I say this. Here's why I can't handle winter. I'd say there's three things that I find intolerable about super cold weather. Number one, driving in it. And I don't mind the snow so much. It's that damn ice. That ice that you can't see, they call it black ice on the highway, and you don't, all of a sudden your car just slips out from under you and you're facing the traffic that was behind you seconds ago. That's bad. I cannot stand my skin drying out and having perpetually chapped lips and achy hand skin. Is Alex here? Alex is, I'm sure, making hand skin jokes right now. And then my nose always running. So you constantly feel like you have to do this, and that's how you get sick. Those are three things about winter I find pretty intolerable and why I can't live in winter climates anymore. Wow, am I soft, huh? I don't even know what a tauntaun is, but that's a hilarious word, Patrick. What is a tauntaun? Is it some kind of snow vehicle? Yeah. I don't even scraping the windshield. I have somewhat fond memories of when I lived in Chicago. My car was, an older car, and I literally used to have to boil a bucket of water or get super hot water from the sink. And of course, it takes 15 minutes even to get to hot water in the winter, right? And then I remember having to come out and pour the hot water over my door lock. just to loosen it up to get in the car, let alone get it started and scrape the windshield. You ever have to do that? Oh man. There's James in Detroit. He knows all about the cold weather. So, boy, we're just chatting today. This is a legit chief chat. It's fun to talk about the weather though. So thanks for being here again. So great to see you guys and to hang out with you today. I do promise to respect your time. We'll get to some hearty stuff here today. I want to see if Nicholas is here because, yep. Oh, cool. Nicholas, I was just reading your 7 Phases post. Would you be interested in coming on with me towards the end? You want to have a chat? I would love to just, I'm lazy, so I'd rather talk to you than have to type out all my thoughts. No, for real, I think, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll just, it's always more interesting. This is why I love doing my coaching sessions like Escape Velocity and Real Free Life. I prefer to do them live. I get it. Marketing experts. I'd make so much more money if I would just automate the whole process. But man, like it fires me up to look you in the digital face and be able to talk in real time and like seriously understand who you are, what's important to you, what you want from your business, and customize my feedback to you. Isn't that what we're doing here? You know, it's sure, let's have product. And I just, something about mass producing instruction and coaching. It's cool. It's fine. Like, you know, I want to buy just about every master class I see, you know? Oh, what was the new one? Did you see Chris Voss has one on negotiating? I'm definitely want to get that one. But if I'm being honest with myself, man, am I going to make it all the way through it? We know the stats. Very small percentage of people make it all the way through a training, let alone then implement it. You're on your own to implement it. Yeah, man, just compared to having a coach there with you, someone you're, accountable to, who's, I think it's got to be customized. So the thing about, RFL and Escape Velocity, the freelancer coaching programs, the modules are the same for everybody. The baseline, the fundamentals are there because they're effective and they're the things that we need to do. However, how you use them, how you color them, where you implement them, which ones you focus on more than others, that needs to be customized for you. And it's very hard to self-assess that for yourself, isn't it? And so when you have a coach and others in a group to help guide that along, to me, that's where you make all the difference is made. And so, yeah, that's why I do it that way, man. And why I'm blessed to have other coaches like Rachel Mazza, Melanie Warren, Angie Coley, people who are amazing coaches in their own right. And I'm very proud that they've adopted my curriculum and inspired to teach it, man. It's just, it's exciting. So all that to say, it's not a BS, convenient pitch for Escape Velocity, but just to update you on what we're doing in our business and the marketing world. Obviously, if it's something you need, I'd love to have you in there. But we are more than halfway sold out, more than 50% sold out. We only announced it, opened it up last Wednesday. And so, and we've got 11 days to go until we close cart on the 31st. And we're more than half sold out. So we definitely will fill this program with 50 people. And we keep it intimate and small so that we can give that kind of personal attention. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you've been thinking about it and want to know more, go to, there's 2 links for you. Maybe somebody could type these in for me if you don't mind. Copychief.com/phases is where you can go see the replay of the training that Rachel and I did, showing, the timeline. Actually, what to do if you're a member of Copy Chief, which most of you probably are, just look at the replay of that inside the member thread, because if you're a member and you're going to join, you get $200 off the program, 10% off for you. And so you will want to use that link to get your discount. If you're not a member of Copy Chief, go to copychief.com. Thank you right there, Rachel. Appreciate you. /phases. And you can also go to copychief.com/escape velocity, all one word, and see the full sales letter. That's what it is for the program. All about what's in it, why you should want it, how much it costs, how to join, what to expect. It's all there for you. So I do want to talk a little bit about the 7 phases. I don't know if Rachel happens to be here today. She's very busy. Rachel Mazza, nope. And so Rachel and I also did a Facebook Live earlier in the week. Love hanging out with Rachel Mazza. Do you guys know her well? My God, she's really special person. I was recommending her to, somewhat reluctantly, I got to say, to a very high level colleague yesterday. And my email to him about her was very long, because I was like, had so much to say about her and why. I was like, in a polite way, letting him know I was doing him the best favor of his life by introducing him to Rachel Mazza. And so the reason I say reluctantly is because Rachel's the kind of person I want all of her time. Like she's just so talented in so many ways, but I respect that obviously she's got a ton of stuff of her own going on. She's got the advertorial course. She's got other high-level clients. She's got a podcast that's gaining in popularity and that she wants to do cool stuff with. So, the interesting double-edged sword of having this amazing community of Copy Chief is that I know the best people in every category because I'm blessed to have you as a member of our community. And so I never need to look any further than Copy Chief to find the best people to help me with my own business, right? And the trick of it is that I can never I'm at the same time helping them fight for their independence and learn what's best for them. And very often they're not looking to go full time with anyone. And so I have to just oftentimes things will escalate to where it's like, man, can I just come into the business and they're like, you told me to build this and that. And, and I'm like, yes, you do need to do that because that's really the best for you. So good problem to have. That's what we're all about here, is good problems. So I want to quickly show you the timeline because we've been running. So we got this thread going. Oh, by the way, before we do that, let's give away a t-shirt. We haven't done that in too long. Who wants to win a t-shirt? You guys like t-shirts? A Copy Chief t-shirt? So how about, this will be fun. Mary might punch me for doing this. But I want to announce the new shirt. The reason I say she might punch me is because the new design isn't technically available yet in Shopify. What we do, how we give shirts away now, is we just give you a code to go to Shopify and collect your shirt. It's brilliant. It gives you complete control of the process, and we don't have to worry about getting your size wrong or your address wrong or any of that. We just give you, here, go get your shirt, and it works great. But it's not, the new design just came in days ago. It's not even loading. So you're about to see it for the first time. I think I might have posted it on Instagram or in Facebook. But, and how would you like to be the first person to win the Copy Chief Live 2020 t-shirt? Pretty cool. Let's do that. So here it is. I think the design's pretty cool. There it is. I dig it, man. So Greg Merrilees from Studio One does all our design, and that's why there's a kind of cool, consistent look and feel to them. And so this is the 2020, and I dig it because it's a little different. It's always our Nobody Writes Alone slogan, and he added this cool thing around it the circle now is the Copy Chief community, established 2015. Pretty cool. That was totally his idea, and he's been around since the beginning. And so he knew exactly when we started, and it's awesome. So there it is. I think it's pretty badass. And here's what we're going to do. Here's how to win the shirt. So as you know, I have the records behind me on the wall here. By the way, this probably will go away soon. Time to move on, time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing, but under my feet, baby, grass is growing. Yeah, it's time to move on. You know that Tom Petty song? Probably be working from the home office more often. Won't have the records on the wall anymore. So something I love to do with the records is I'm gonna read a lyric from one of these records, one song on one of these records, and the first person to name the record and the song correctly is going to win the shirt. Now, bonus points if you don't Google this, which I get why you would. I would probably do that too if you don't immediately know the song. But if you get it super fast, and I know you actually knew the song, this extra fist bump for you for actually knowing the song. All right. What's Google? Yeah. I think it's google.com. I'm not sure. Just search for Google and you'll find it. All right, here we go. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. All right, I'm not sharing screen because that'll ruin it. Am I? Okay, here we go. Here's the lyric. You name the artist and the song to win the shirt. Here we go. Okay. I've been to the edge, and there I stood and looked down. You know, I lost a lot of friends there, baby. I got no time to mess around. No, it is not Lady Gaga. Oh, boom, James, my man. Looks like James was first. You got it, brother. Ain't talking about love. My love is rotten to the core. That's right. Van Halen off their debut record, a record that completely changed the trajectory of modern popular music and rock and roll. One single record. The debut, the first time anybody had heard Eddie Van Halen's guitar come through their car radio in 1970, I want to say six, that record came out, 76, 78. So David, who got it? Oh, James. Tell me for real, Jay. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Looks like Jay, it was right before you. James was the first one I saw. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. John Collins said everybody wants some. It was close. It was not correct. Yep. It looks like actually it was Jay who got it. So sorry, James, for the tease. Jay actually right seconds, microseconds before you. He even wrote first album, but it's in camel case. So tell the truth, Jay. Did you know the song, or are you just like super fast at Google at searching things? I'm not going to steal your prize. I'm just curious. Oh, yeah, I got sound effects. All right, huge fan. He knew it. So congratulations, Jay. Do me a favor. Write to, are you a member of Copy Chief, Jay? Congratulations, Jay. You're the first person, not even a member, damn you, the first person to ever own a 2020 Copy Chief Nobody Writes Alone t-shirt. Congratulations, Jay, for being a Van Halen fan. So do me a favor, write to, where do I send you? support@copychief.com and say, I won the t-shirt on the Chief chat. Here, please send me my coupon, and we will do that. All right. Support@copychief.com. Awesome. Okay, cool. So that was fun. And again, thinking about our careers, you know, who's focused on 2020, man? Like, what do you got going? How many of you are freelancers, by the way? Say yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you're a freelancer. Yep. Just about many of us. Woo, look at that. Look at all those yeses. Love it. Yeah, man. Power to the freelancers. And so how you feeling about 2020, man? This is the time where we kind of sit back and reflect, and we come face to face with people we see once a year, and they go, how's it going? Last year you were talking about that you were going to do freelance work or something, right? Work from home. How's that shaping up? How do you feel about your reply to that question? Feel good? Feel proud to give the update? Like, what's the body language when you're going to get asked that question? How's that freelance thing going? Are you like, so glad you asked? Oh my God, it's been amazing. It's woo. Or is it the other? I have an idea. Where's Mike Lucas? This would be funny, Mike. I'm going to totally improv something right now. Mike, are you ready to come on? Mike, let's improv that scene in both directions. All right, so Mike Lucas, here is Mike and I happen to be two bald guys. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man.
Totally put you on the spot, bro.
Hold on. I'm gonna get my video on here.
Well, I can't hear you yet.
Oh,
there we go. All right, I got you. Look at you, man.
There we go.
Totally in holiday mode.
I have two kids, so I'm trying to get the Santa thing going. Yeah. I started a little bit late, so it's gonna take a while.
You're a well-kept Santa.
I'm a ho, baby.
All right, so let's improv this scene. You and I, I'm a guy you see once a year, like a family. I'm not cousin, right?
Okay.
And I know, maybe I'm rooting for you. Maybe I'm kind of a guy who wants to hear that you're failing. I don't know. You decide my intention, and I'm gonna say, hey, how's that freelance thing going? Because the last time I heard you talk about it was a year ago at this same table. And let's do the it's going great version.
Okay.
And the been no progress version. All right.
Okay. So basically I'm answering first as me now and second as me at year 3 of my journey.
Perfect.
So first this will be now.
And we'll have to guess which one is which.
Oh, okay.
All right. So hey, what's up, Mike?
Hey.
How's that freelance thing going?
Oh man, thanks for asking. God, dude, I tell you what, this is the best thing that I've ever done. I sit at home in my pajamas and write and make more money than I've ever made in my life. That's basically it. I swear to God, dude. At first it was tough, but then I swear, once I figured it out, man, I got clients. I got so much work. I don't even know. Like, I have to turn people down and tell them, hey, man, I would love to, but unless you're willing to pay double, I can't do it. It's amazing, dude. I highly recommend it. Why? What are you doing? How's that job at the factory going?
Kind of a gunshot thing at them? Is that part of it? Like, is that?
Yeah, that's what freelancers do when they make money. Right then, while we were talking,
that's when you know you're.
While we were talking, I just made $500. Just for a whole, I've learned how to not only just make money off of clients, I've also learned how to get back end stuff. So sometimes when I'm sleeping, I make more money than other people when they're waking.
And does that wake you up when you're sleeping?
How's your job at the potato factory going, bud? Are you doing okay? Are you
okay? I mean, you know how it is. It's the grind. You do what you got to
do. Yeah. That's a potato joke. I get it. That's fun.
Didn't even intend that. Okay, cool. All right. So that was apparently things are going well. Version.
No, that's when I first started out, dude. It just has gone well from the very beginning. It's
okay, cool.
Yeah, that was right now.
That was now. When you were still struggling to figure it out, let's have
new
scene, same scenario. So Mike, how's that freelance thing going?
Man, it's wow. It's good. It's going good. It's going good, man. It's so far, like it's well, there's a lot of choices you have to make, man. I didn't realize a lot of stuff, but like I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, sounds like it's going well. Sounds like it's
yeah. So
you're making money? Is that your full-time thing now?
Well, here's the thing about this, man. You can't really think about it like that. You gotta be thinking like you got to put the work in first, like I've only been doing it for 5 years, so I can't expect to be, like just pulling in money yet or getting the people I want to work for with yet. But so right now I do what I do. This is cool. I've been doing a lot of volunteer stuff at the local, some local business places. And I've been doing a lot of stuff for relatives. You'd be amazed at how many relatives come out of the woodwork when they know that you're, willing to just do that. And I'm building up experience is all I'm saying. I'm just building a resume.
Got you. Building a resume is good. Yeah, I mean, just in a real job at 5 years, you probably would have had some raises and things by now if you had. A real job,
dude. That you can. Tell
I get it. I respect that you're independent, and I'm sure it's going to work out. That's cool, man. Keep chugging away at that.
It's a different way to look at it, my friend. It's right now. For the first couple of decades, you can't expect to be making money. For the first couple of decades, you're just trying to really figure out what's going on. Like that's what you're trying to do. In the beginning, you're just looking around and in the cartoons where they have question marks, that's all you're doing. And you're walking around and you're Googling or you're Binging constantly and just to try to figure out what the hell is going on? What do I do? And it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But you gotta be patient.
All right. Well, good luck with it, man. And you can.
They got some openings over at that potato plant. How's it go? Can you do that thing part-time or is how do they?
No, we're pretty full there. But speaking of potatoes,
still grind?
Could you hand me the mashed potatoes? I think they're on your side.
Yeah, here you go.
Thanks, man.
There you go.
Anyway, Sarah, how's the baby? Okay, cool. So,
how's the baby? I forgot we're at a table. I would have done more. That whole time if I'd known we were at a table. I didn't know we were allowed to do that, Kevin.
We're at a table. There was other people.
It's going okay. I can do it all. I'm drinking. I'm putting the mashed potatoes on my head and making it.
you had over imaginary bits going. All right, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, fun.
Mike Lucas. Oh God, the improv king. All right. So, which one of those scenarios conversations will you be having this holiday season? Or maybe it already happened at Thanksgiving. And so where are you on this timeline, man? If you, again, haven't seen, please check it out. Let me pull it up real quick. And so what's cool about the timeline is this is the first time we've ever had the ability to see the full arc of a freelance career. Phase, what we say, starts with 0, which is basically where Mike was in that scenario. Searching, there must be a way to actually do what I love and work from home, but I have no idea how to do that. And in phase 1, where you actually find the thing you love and start to figure out how it works. And then all the way through phase 7, which is sort of towards the end of your career, and you're just building a legacy, something that's going to pay you and sustain even beyond your time with it. So obviously there's a lot of steps in between there. And Escape Velocity, which begins January 6th, is all about phases 1 through 3. Phases 1 through 3. Building what you need to land better clients, land your first client, understand what markets what should you be writing? How do you present it? How do you identify your best niche, your best prospect, the best kind of company you could work with? And the magic ingredient is not feeling and acting like a brand new person to this industry, but taking your existing skill set and knowledge, experience, and combining it with your emerging skill set of copywriting and becoming an instant expert to the right kind of client. See, that's the magic. Nobody else teaches that. Nobody else, I don't think, understands it on the same level that we do. And that's been at the core of my trainings, because it's the thing that I found when I started teaching a Real Free Life almost 5 years ago, that is what specializing is what makes the biggest difference. That is what will fast track your career. That is what will increase your revenue. That is what will fulfill your passion, your interest in your business. So like what you don't want to do is leave a real job and create a worse job for yourself and have this tumultuous relationship with yourself as the boss and the employee, which is what often happens because when we're chasing money and doing things that, a lot of freelancers come to a moment when they get busy enough where they go, how is this better than what I was doing before? All I had to do, I thought the worst things in my life were the commute. I thought the worst things in my life were dealing with my coworkers and having a boss. Turns out right now, those things look damn attractive to me because there was a lot less pressure. I would love to sit in traffic for 45 minutes listening to a podcast and just having to show up at a place and, muscle through it and be able to walk out the door at the end of the day and not have any issues, not have to worry about where to get clients, how to market my business, how to do all these things. And those moments happen because we don't see the full picture. We don't have the fundamentals. We don't approach it from the beginning like a business. And we don't know how to grow it and sustain. And so in Escape Velocity, we really don't focus on it's not about, hey, this is the tactical things like how to pay your taxes. And we don't worry about that yet. What we do is say, that's a next phase thing. Those are good problems we want to create for ourselves. There's money coming in. How do we make this even better? In Escape Velocity, we're focused on how do we position ourselves in the market to be attractive to the right clients so that we can love the work from the beginning and we can have the right mindset about what we say yes to, what we say no to, how we value our own time so we make sure we're not being taken advantage of, who we know what to charge, what should I be charging? The simple questions that stop people from ever getting started. And so that once things get going, you've set a standard for yourself. You have a criteria for how you want things to go. And then makes just life easier forever. So that's what you want to do, focus on, and also avoid. Oh, Angie's here now. Hi, Angie. I was talking about you earlier. All right. So here's what would be cool. Let's, first of all, any best things? Who's got a best thing to share? This is the end of the year Chief Chat. Is this it? I don't think we have another Chief Chat in December. So I would love to have you come on and share a best thing. You know how the best thing works, right? It's where you say, maybe we could do like a year thing. Think about what's the best thing you learned this year? What's the best thing you did or changed or implemented or encountered or transitioned into that shifted things for you? Looking back, what was the moment this year that made the difference? And how did you use it? How did you implement it? So the way it works is you say, this was my best thing of 2019. Here's what it was. Here's where it came from. Here's why it was particularly meaningful for me at that time. Here's how I implemented it. And then you give an if-then statement. So if you're in this scenario, then try this, and I think it might help. And if you're willing to come on and share one of those, just raise your hand. If you have a best thing, I'll bring you on. And what we will do is we will pull the clip from this video and we'll give it to you so that you can share it and have a nice little teaching clip, share it on your social media, however you want. And that's really cool. All right. Angie's got one. Rachel's got one. Awesome. And Cindy. Woo. Awesome. Love it. Okay, cool. Where do I want to start? Let's just go in order. Let's start with Angie. Angie's best thing a whole year. Wow. This is intense because I know personally, all the stuff Angie accomplished this year, and it's a lot. Number one is buying lots of pens and knowing where they are.
Yes. pens and like, yeah, they're
Ooh,
all
you got the
separated.
whole like lazy Susan desk kit right there. That's
I've
nice.
got an L-shaped desk with files. I've got the new high def webcam. I've got the microphone mounted here on a spring arm. Like
Damn, girl.
the setup is starting to work. I got rid of the laptop cart and we're going pro this year now. The only sad thing is that you can't see FYCT anymore
Yeah.
with the angle of this camera, but we'll fix that.
Maybe you can lower it or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be the
we'll have to
weekend
do that.
project.
So the thing that, and I'm going to give the heads up that it's a little bit sad, this one,
Okay.
because some of you that are on my list or in my world know that this week I experienced the death of an aunt. And she is somebody that I was pretty close with and adored. And I'm not going to get too weepy there, but the biggest lesson that I learned was not to make yourself indispensable. And I've worked really hard this year on training other people to be able to do what I do, on like not onboarding, but better training my VAs to support me and help me get things done even when I'm indisposed. Because this week when my world fell apart, my business would have too, because I wouldn't have been able to deliver and there would have been nobody there to help me. So if you are feeling like the only way you can make a successful business is by being indispensable, by being the one with the reputation, being the one that does the work, if you can't let go of control and let other people help you, then your business is in serious danger. You can't make yourself the linchpin that's holding everything together. So definitely start thinking about how to build your business and structure your business. And this may be a few steps of where you are right now, but just have that in the back of your mind, that the ultimate goal is to get you out of the day-to-day to where your business can run without you. Because otherwise, this would have been a really hard week with me trying to deliver on stuff and be there for my family. So
Yeah.
that's what I've got.
Beautiful. Thank you, Angie. That's awesome. And all of our love, of course, and support. I don't want to make you cry, but I know you've heard it a lot, and it's never more true than in these moments what a community means. And as much as you pour into this community every year, I hope you feel how much we're all behind you while you go through this.
You guys would have loved Aunt Chris. If you've ever seen me tell a story where I'm squatting and doing big sound effects and stuff like that, I blame all of that on her. It's all her.
It sounds like it'll be a fun remembrance in that regard, you know?
Absolutely. I'm bringing a digital recorder. I'm going to capture all the family stories, and this is going in some sort of weird family storybook someday.
I love it. All right. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. Poignant. Quick side note to that. I had a cool thing happen. You guys know about the book Clockwork? I bring it up because it's exactly sort of one way to help get to the point that Angie's talking about, where it's about having, organizing the chaos in any given business. And it can start when you're still sort of the only person in your world running everything. It's like, you have to categorize your brain to get through a day. And Adrienne, who is essentially, she runs the Clockwork implementation arm of Mike Michalowicz's business with him. And so she is the world premier expert on how to implement Clockwork into your business, which is exactly something I'm needing and very interested in to help me and the team go to the next level. And we had breakfast this morning, and the greatest thing was we enjoyed each other's company so much. We talked about this for a total of 5 minutes of a almost 2-hour breakfast. And so I feel mostly like I have a new friend here in town, which is really awesome. Her and her husband moved to St. Pete almost 2 years ago. She's about to have a baby. They're about to have their first child. And it's good. So she's super pregnant. She's due on like the second. So anyway, the point I want to make in relation to what Angie was saying is that we'll never stop having to learn and readjust and implement new things as we go. And in some ways, it gets more complicated because there's bigger consequences. But what's important and what I'm learning is that it's still important to not be super uptight about it, because if you think that every move you make is so crucial that if it's wrong, everything will fall apart, then you're going to get stuck, and you're going to have process of analysis. And so if you're new to business, it's remember that this is a great time to make mistakes and try different things, and none of it can wreck your business. And also that's important to try and fail and do different stuff along the way, because you'll want to establish that rule of that being an okay thing to do as you grow your business and things get more complicated. And so, like Angie said, she has learned to go for it and hire a VA. A year ago, she didn't have anybody helping her or working with her inside her business. And now she has a whole team of people that were able to keep everything running with a lot of responsibility while she dealt with life. Super cool. And thank you for sharing that. So let's talk to Rachel, and then we'll go to Cindy. I want to just go in order of the hands.
There we go.
There's Rachel. Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. You also look perfectly cozy, like, wearing that nice puffy vest that must feel great, but you're not freezing otherwise. It's just cozy.
Yeah, it's kind of cold here. I'm in New Jersey, so it's probably a couple degrees colder than before.
But your teeth aren't chattering. You're inside. We're safe.
Yeah, I like being cozy.
It's good to be cozy. Oh, you get your hands are covered by your sleeve. Yes. Love that. Can't do that in summer. All right.
This is the time of year where I just go from like cup of hot tea to cup of hot tea just all day long.
Yeah. The best. Okay. What's the best thing all year, Rachel?
Oh my gosh. The beginning of this year, I was feeling burnt out and directionless, and I didn't really know what to do with my business. And then I had this amazing Uber ride with Melanie Warren, where she's like, you need to join Copy Chief. So I started looking into it, and I joined, and then I got into RFL. So I think the biggest thing for me throughout this year is understanding the power of community. And that has just made an enormous difference in my business, because I feel like now if I have a problem that I'm encountering, I have a group of people that I can go to and get advice on a really grand scale. And then I also feel like now I have this smaller group of people in my RFL group, and then there's like 2 or 3 people that I have like regular conversations with weekly about my business, just brainstorming ideas. Like I had this amazing call with Keith Trimbles yesterday, and we were just throwing ideas back and forth about how we could help each other's business. So I think that community has just been business changing for me this year. It's been really great. So if you are feeling lost, and I know most people in here maybe are already part of Copy Chief, but just in general, like connecting with a group of people within the larger community can make such a difference with your business and really help you feel happier and like everything's not going to overwhelm you. So
awesome. Thank you so much for that endorsement. And it's been great having you as part of the community. From the moment you came in, you were super engaged and taking action. It's been great to see you evolve in many ways and learn from you. We've all learned a lot from you. You are a world premier expert at lead magnets and understanding your avatar and attracting that person to you in a very welcoming way. And that's something every business needs. So I can't wait for next year. Now that you've got this community at your side, to see how you're going to shine. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. Super excited to see what 2020 brings.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you sharing that.
Thanks, Kevin.
That's so awesome. And that's another thing I was talking earlier about specializing. Anytime lead magnets come up now, I'm saying Rachel's name, right? Because she took assessment of the things she enjoys doing, and it all led into, oh man, I could really help people create a great lead magnet. And obviously from there, she can instruct and help them strategize the funnel, the marketing, how to grow their audience, how to sell better, all those important things. But it can be the simplest thing that we know is in great demand. Lead magnets are never going away. And if it so happens that you take assessment and realize, wow, that's something I really love to do, guess what? That gets to become your specialty. And once you get rid of all the head trash that says, oh, what if it should be something else? Or what if it's not important enough? Or what if it's, and you just let it be what it is and embrace it and start to shine your bat signal, then it's crazy how quickly things fall in line from there. So it's been exciting to watch with Rachel and Lead Magnets. Here is Cindy Childress, who I've gotten to know again this year, even better. And yes, there you are. Always fashionable. And we got the books and we got it all going on. I love the glasses. How are you today? Oh, I got to unmute you. Hold on. There we go. Perfect.
Yes, thank you. These glasses are new. It's great to see you. And this all came out of RFL. I used to have an abstract painting behind me, but now you can tell I do something with books. So the biggest thing that I learned in the last year came from Chris Orzechowski. I got to meet up with him at the Copy Club in real life. And I asked him, because I knew he'd been in RFL 4 and I was just finishing RFL 8. And I asked him what the biggest difference was he saw in people from his group who made it to the next level and either became super group members or had their own wildly successful businesses, and those that just didn't really seem to get anywhere. And the answer he gave me was authority content and having an authority platform. And that blew my mind, and I was still working 50 to 60 hours a week for my clients, so I wasn't able to do anything with it right then. But starting that summer, I started writing my book about how to write a book. And in the fall, I took a big leap and quit doing 15-minute phone calls. And this stopped me just, signing every qualified lead that I got in and keeping myself so busy that I couldn't write for my business, which gave me the time to launch my mini course, which I did over Thanksgiving. And I did that down and dirty. There's a lot of things I could have done better, but at least I did it. So in catapulting myself from a level 4, where I'm busy with one-to-one services, and then pushing myself to the level 5, I realized that wouldn't happen if I didn't cut back the client work. And just that one sentence from Chris gave me the confidence that that was the right thing to do. And it's made a huge difference.
Wow. Love it. I love that you didn't just collect information and leave it at that, right? That it is that seeking that often triggers, oh, that's the real thing because there's a lot in RFL, and it's your question then was, I see the value in all of it. What's the one thing, Chris, guy who came out of this and has become a superstar, and to get a clear answer and then know that's what I focus on. Awesome. And by the way, kudos, one of the things that's the hardest to do is realign. And again, man, we get so stuck in making new money come our way that we don't invest in a moment to pull back and say, what if I could have it better? And so, sure, you could recognize 15-minute consults as a way to keep business flowing, even knowing either directly or indirectly that was actually costing you money. To stop doing it and say, I'm going to do it another way is so rewarding when that works out for you, because it's one of the scariest things to do in business.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. It's always great seeing you.
Likewise.
Bye-bye. Awesome. Love it. Okay. So there you go. If any of these stories speak to you, and again, I always don't want to apologize, because I'm super proud of the fact that people will cite these programs as the difference. And I don't take that lightly. That is my promise to you. If you enter one of my programs and you do your part, my only acceptable outcome for you is that we exceed your expectations. And I want you to say this was a life-changing moment. I don't mean that, the old me, it doesn't have to be fire and brimstone. But even like in Cindy's case, it was like it's now changing her whole perspective, and it was not only going through the 8-week course, it was that she believed in the program enough to continue seeking beyond that and ask other people who had been through it, what was the difference for you? And then keep implementing. You can't stop taking action. Awesome. So let's talk to Nicholas, who is somebody who, again, 12 weeks from now, because we start in a couple of weeks, we start on January 6th. Nicholas mentioned that he's already joined Escape Velocity, which, again, if you look on the timeline, everybody, Rachel and Angie and Cindy all came into Real Free Life. They were in phase 3 of their career. And so we focused on phase 3, 4, and now they're looking at they're in phase 5. They're fine tuning, they're systematizing things, they're scaling, and soon they'll be unaffordable to clients at some point down the road, and they'll be doing next level stuff. Escape Velocity is about how do we get to these good problems to be solved. Cindy had a good problem. She had enough work, but it was taking up too much of her time in her day, and she needed to find a better way to work with clients and to vet clients. So she fixed that through RFL. But Escape Velocity is if you're here, if you're phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 on this timeline, and that's where Nicholas recognizes himself now. And so at the end of the 10 weeks of Escape Velocity, my goal for Nicholas is that he will look back and go, it's amazing how different things are. My whole perspective has shifted. I now have clarity. I know how to go about doing the things I want to do. I've never met Nicholas. So this, you get to witness in real time, Nicholas and I meeting and talking about where he's at and how he will be using Escape Velocity to get to the next levels. How are you, Nicholas?
Hey man, I'm good.
It's good to meet you. Do you go by Nick or Nicholas?
Anyway you want. Nick,
okay, cool.
Nicholas. I go by Nico here, so.
Oh, Nico.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And where's here? Where do you live?
In Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to meet you. Thanks for being a part of Escape Velocity. Really excited to get to know you better in there. And so I was looking at your thread there.
Yep.
Let me see if I can, sorry, I gotta make it the featured thing on my screen so that we can all look at it real quick. And so I figured rather than me just jump in there and type a bunch of stuff, let you and me talk about what you wrote and where you're at. And I'll give you a little context for Escape Velocity.
Appreciate it.
So some things that, so where you're at is you've got fundamental copy skills. You've landed first couple clients. Cool. So you've proven the model that you can get paid for this. Now you need specific direction on how to get clients and deliver great work. Awesome. Biggest challenge, you want to get better at sales. That's a big one that we tackle and deal with in Escape Velocity. Yeah, that was the same, but I was an entertainer, a retired entertainer, and man, did not know how to sell myself. Had no confidence in that. Ideal client avatar, as I just talked about, we'll definitely talk about specializing for you and how to identify someone who will see you as their best choice, not just a choice. Okay, cool. So you say you've definitely chosen a specialty. You have a decade-long career in digital marketing and automation. Awesome. So I'm going out into the world with a done-for-you email marketing plus automation offering. And you've already quit your job. You feel like you basically wanted to burn the ships and say, I'm going all in on this thing. I gotta be in a position to make it work. I don't want to keep dipping my toe in the water. So good for you for knowing what you need to make it work. It's different for everybody. And yes, you want to stop complicating the tool set. You said the automation nerd in you wants to have all the digital bells and whistles, but that's time that's probably better spent prospecting. Yeah, very keen observation. So the single most important thing you can focus on now, your client avatar. I like that. To the eye color. Yep. and building a repeatable strategy for landing those clients, partnerships so you can get clients without selling much or hiring a closer somehow. Interesting. Okay, cool. Great stuff. So of all that, what do you feel is like when we think about at the end of Escape Velocity, what do you want to feel like, oh, thank God I figured that part out. Now I can start kicking ass. Is there one of them that stand out for you?
It could be probably, I would still probably focus on the selling part. Like if I get on a phone call with a prospect, hold, cold, warm, whatever, that I know how to present, the offering, even if I don't have the track record or the home run in my belt and so on, to still be confident, that I can do, good stuff for you.
Right. That's a great one. Yeah. So just to talk that through a little bit. So here's what and by the way, Escape Velocity, this is technically two. The one was the pilot program of it, where we just explored all this with, 40 people in there. And one of the great takeaways, because this came up a lot, was how do you answer the question from a prospect? Well, Nico, I like what you're saying and you seem smart enough, but why would I hire you over somebody with more experience? I got people offering me the same or even less, and they've been doing this longer than you. It seems like an impossible to answer question, right? And so I'll act out a little bit how I learned to say that when I was stuck with that question early in my career. But the important thing about it is the mindset when you are confronted with that question. What you don't say will say more than what you do say in a lot of ways, right? And so the freedom of all this, the big relief is that you get to be 100% honest, but you just want to be able to spin your answer so you're not just going, yeah, you're right, I don't know why you'd hire me. That's that's kind of the most honest answer, but that's not real good, right?
Right.
But if your intention is to only partner with the right person, because if they're willing to take a chance on you because they see something in you that they really like, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't make sense on paper, but they're wanting to trust you, you're going to kick ass for them. You just feel it because it's a good match. And that's why you want the gig, as opposed to feeling like losing any opportunity is a horrible thing. It's perfectly fine when it's not a match. And you go, and all that matters is that they leave that conversation going was, you know what, someday I hope to hire Nico because he wasn't right for right now, but that guy's going to kick ass. I can tell. And I bet I'll meet him again down the road. That's great. And so, but what you don't want to do is trick or lie or anything else into a situation where you now have this immense pressure and you can't sleep at night because you're like, I'm going to get found out, and all these anxieties that I had and that we'll have. So good news is you don't have to fluff your resume. You're perfectly fine to hang up and go, that wasn't a match yet, but I'm closer to understanding what is a match for me. And the answer is having more prospect calls, to feeling less pressure on that. When we only have one prospect call on the calendar in a week or 2 weeks or even a month, holy smokes, do we need that thing to close? We'll say anything, right? The pressure we have going into that thing. But if we got 5 a week or, 10 a month, we're like, all right, I'm looking for a good match. I want to, this is going to go well when I find the right people. So it's about volume in the beginning and talking to the right people. Now, here's what I like to say, and we'll go through this more in Escape Velocity. My answer became to that. So Kev, look, you seem like a well-intentioned guy and a cool guy and all that, but man, there are people with more experience than you offering the same price. Why would I hire you? I go, you know what, Nico, it's a valid question, and you have to make the decision that's right for you. I'm sure you didn't get to this point in your business by not trusting your gut. So all I can tell you is this. uh, the advantage of hiring me right now is that I'm hungrier than those other people. And I'm more eager to hit it out of the park for you than anybody who's been doing this longer for me, because I need the win, because I'm stuck in this sort of conundrum where until I get results working with clients like you, who I feel excited about working with, and get huge results for, it's hard for me to legitimize my standing in the industry. So I need you as much as you need me. And I can promise you, I'm going to work harder than anybody else. And one other advantage to consider, I'm not bringing any bad habits or false assumptions to this proposition. People with more experience tend to get caught into a rut of how things get done, and they're not customizing the work they do for your unique business and product. So something to consider, man. You got to make your own choice, and if it's a right fit, I'm excited about working with you, and we'll talk later. Boom. Right?
Sounds great.
You're just being cool. You're just being sensible, and you're just giving them something to chew on. And then the important thing is that you're willing to end that conversation with no hint of desperation, and you're just like, let me know what you decide. And I'm telling you, man, when I learned to have and that was not at all how that conversation went in the beginning of my career, I can tell you that. It was, but once I did have a little confidence and knew sort of my script, from being put on the spot and stuttering my way through it the first few times, 8 out of 10 times people would come back and go, you know what, man, I got to go on instinct. And 3 days later, you're the name that keeps coming to the top of the list. So I hope it works out. Let's do it, And they would go. And the cool thing about that was now we're really partners in this thing, and I don't have to lose sleep going, oh God, I lied to this person about what I could do. And oh, and the other part I forgot to mention, and this is a really cool one. And this is the beauty of having a community like Rachel was just saying. Another thing I learned to add in there was, and I can tell you this, you're not only, because I've invested in having, coaches and peers who have good experience and understand how I work best. You're not only hiring me, the work I do for you, I'm going to vet through my trusted allies in this industry before you ever see it. So you're not just hiring me, you're hiring me and my entire network, right? That's another thing. Again, it shows them that you take this seriously and you don't want to leave anything to chance, right? Mm-hmm. So those are some things you can say.
Well, you said a key word there, which was also volume, which is something that I'm also struggling right now to find volume of leads. I get some leads, as you said, like 2 a week, for example, but I need the volume. That'll be big as well for me to work on. 100%,
dude. I always say, man, like the prospect calls are one of those things that can only improve with stage time. We can practice them, I guess, if you want to practice in the mirror, but it's just like with stand-up comedy. The joke only gets funnier when people don't laugh and when they do laugh. And that's how you would, instinctively adjust the thing. It's the same with this. It's like, you got to go through, like Eric was just saying, he just did this an hour ago and he sounded like a groveling idiot. I know that pain. But in Escape Velocity, we actually role play these calls a little bit. So hopefully the first time you say things like you go, I can't believe I just said that. It's with me or Rachel. And we can have a laugh about it, and it didn't cost you money, and you don't want to, it doesn't eat at you for a day. You know what I'm saying? So cool, man. Is that helpful?
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
Awesome, dude. All right. I can't wait to start with you. I'll see you inside there, and I get to know you better, man. Appreciate it.
Same here. Thanks.
See you, Nico. Awesome. Cool. All right. You guys, this was great. Another great Chief chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your best things. Thank you for being part of my life. Let me be part of your life. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate you this time of year when we reflect on the things that are the most meaningful to us and what we want more of and less of. What I always want more of is the people I meet through Copy Chief. Everyone in the coaching programs and certainly my super group. These are people I just want to be around. And it's another thing we talk about in Escape Velocity and RFL is how do you position yourself to attract the kind of people that you actually enjoy spending time with and doing work with? Look, part of freedom of independence of being a 1099 employee is that you shouldn't have to work with a-holes and D-bags and people that rub you the wrong way, and you see their name in your inbox and you're like, you're dreading clicking on the message to see what's there. Man, that is not freedom. That's the opposite. And let's work together to make sure that's not part of your life. All right. Thanks for being you, and thanks for being here. I really appreciate you, and I will see you inside. Thanks, guys. Bye.